Mike from St. Louis, Missouri.
Hello guys, my name is Yerdy G. I am one half of Toxic Icon Podcast. Your local clown.
What up, y'all? My name is Nick White. I am one half of Toxic Icon Podcast, also the other half of Dead Man's Mike Podcast from St. Louis, Missouri.
My name's Erin, and I am one half of the Doom Buddies.
And I'm Kate, the other Doom Buddy.
Okay, amazing people, what is your experience with Halloween Horror Night?
So my experience with Halloween Horror Nights started in, first I found out about it around like 2007. So that was around the time where it was Jack's Carnival of Carnage, and that was with Leatherface, Jason, and Freddy. And so like that was the starting off point to where I fell in love with HHN. And ever since, my first event was supposed to be in 2020, but of course pandemic ruined that. So my first year was 2021. That was able to go in person, and I just completely fell in love with it even more. So ever since then, I've been to HHN every year, and I've just loved HHN, everything about it, the food, the merch, the houses, of course. And so, yeah, that's it.
So my personal experience with HHN is that it is the single greatest Halloween event ever created.
Let's go.
And I spent too much money on food last year.
So my experience starts with having Six Flags St. Louis about 30 minutes outside where we live. Went to that event, loved the event, loved the ambiance, but I knew that there was something bigger and better out there. And YouTube, we discover everything on YouTube, right? Like I found Halloween Horror Nights on YouTube, and I said, as a kid, still in school, I was like, how do I get my mom, who is a teacher, to let me skip school so she can take me down there and go? That did not happen. But once I finally made it to Halloween Horror Nights, I saw that this is the best theme park Halloween event out there. There is no comparison. There are events that are close, but no events that will truthfully compare to this event. There's just not.
So for me, even though I started out as a young horror fan, I am one of those people that gets so scared if someone's jumping out at me. Like I crouch, I cover my ears. So when I was younger, I always knew about Halloween Horror Nights, but I guess would say I was a little bit too scared of going because I thought, I don't know if I could handle it. Until Kate went, and when they went, they told me how amazing it was. And so I was like, okay, I'll go. I'll give it a try. If you can do it, I can do it. So my first year was also 2021. I believe that was 30 Years, 30 Fears, which is a top year in my book. I don't know if it's just because it was the first for me or what, but we've gone every year ever since. It is the pinnacle of haunts. It's just so immersive. All of the work that Universal does and like the actors, everything that they do is so incredibly well done that there's no way I can stay away. So it is a yearly trip for us.
Yeah, I grew up watching the Travel Channel back in the day, and I remember seeing HHN being featured on some sort of like haunted houses in America or whatever, and always being so intrigued about it. But like you said, being a kid and being like, there's no way I could go to that. That's way too scary. Like we have local haunts. We have one called Fright World back in Buffalo, and I remember having to turn the radio off when I would hear the advertisement for it because I was like, no, it's too scary. And look where we are now. But yeah, my first year was 2019. I just went because they had just amazing like advertisements for it, and I was like, they hooked I got to experience it for myself. Went that first time, again, haven't stopped going. It's just hard to put into words. It's like a feeling of being there that is just so unmatched. It is an experience. It's just otherworldly. Like you're stepping through those gates, you're in another plane of existence. It's just a vibe.
What is your favorite house in
Yeah.
That's the question.
We talking about all time?
Yes.
For me, it would have to be between Dead Man's Pier, because that's where our podcast based off of. It's either between that, or I would have to say After Hours Nightmare from the Weeknd. Weeknd's one of my favorite artists, and so walking into a house of his that basically encapsulates what his music videos are like from After Hours, the album, was really, quite truly an experience, and it was so surreal to see all that come to life. And for Universal has worked with artists in the past, but The Weeknd was like real, like big, and they were like really pushing the envelope with his house. So I really enjoyed that. And Dead Man's Pier is still to me the most beautiful house I've ever seen in my life. Visually, how they drop you in the environment, and especially it was especially the case because it was held in soundstage, and I believe houses held in soundstage can work so much better environmental wise than like a sprung tent or whatever the case may be. But Dead Man's Pier is like my all-time favorite house. Beautiful, the rain coming down. The ghost one was playing the violin on top of the sinking
Yes.
ship. It was so good, so good.
That's a hard answer to talk here. Okay, so for me, this is also a two-parter. So first off, we have Graveyard Games, which I believe really captures the essence of if you were just, some little teenager, 20-something, running around in the graveyard and you truthfully have zombies, people that are alive trying to really kill you. And on top of that, Scarecrow the Reaper. Like, Universal always sometimes has good IPs, but the originals, there's nothing that tops the original. Like Blood Moon, for example.
For me, it would actually have to be Monstros 1, the Monsters of Latin America from Horror Nights Hollywood. And thinking about what was going to be my answer to this question, I had to think about what house really kept me going back for more because I wanted the story, I wanted the immersion, I wanted the environment, I wanted all those things. And so to go through a house where I don't know the property at all, I don't know anything about what they're trying to, convey to me, and going through there and really being invested of the story. And now 2 years later, we're on part 3 in Hollywood of this house. So it's obviously a hit for a reason. Of all time, it would honestly have to be Monstros 1, Monster of Latin America.
Man, okay, this is. I'm gonna try to. Okay, I'm just gonna say a couple that are really standout favorites for me. Going back to what Nick said about like what was the house that made me feel like I wanted to go back for more, something that really immersed me in not only the story but scared me and like just put me in a different world. For me, that was The Darkest Deal, which is very similar to if you've seen the Sinners movie. It is so much that vibe of like the guy giving his soul to this demon so that he could be the most famous blues player. And it like takes you through the story of his life and his dealings with this demon. And it was just a great immersive house. And I would also say equally a house that I wanted to keep going back into because Kate and I are huge Universal Monsters fans. 2023, where they did the house with the Hunchback, the Phantom of the Opera, Visible Man.
Unmasked, yeah.
Dude, when you walked in there and you like walked into, like, you see the constable in London and you feel the rain on your face,
Yeah.
and you're going in the sewers, like, I don't know. And then, you know, when you see the Hunchback, like, flinging down at, from, like, you're looking up high and he's flying down at you, like, it was just, I was in heaven, man. Like, those two are probably huge standouts for me. And I would consider, you know, the Universal Monsters an IP, so kind of an original concept favorite and an IP. Those are my tops.
I love Graveyard Games. That was the first year I went, and that one got stuck with me. But growing up and seeing all the kind of lore behind HHN, and we just did like a deep dive on Horror Nights lore, and there, yeah, what they call in that world are icons. So they had a face of the event for a long time, and they would change it every year. And most notably, you probably all know who Jack the Clown is, right?
Yeah.
So when we went for the 30th anniversary year, they did an icons captured house that featured all of the icons, and that was like a dream. Like they haven't done too much with the icons as of late, and getting to be able to go into a house and get to see all those icons, and they had their own little section in the house, and it was just so well done, from just the visuals to even the smells, like texture. I mean, all of their houses are like that. If you've gone, you know that. But that like was such good storytelling that gave all of the icons their moment to shine. And I was so glad that I got to see that, because I came so late into the game, and I mean, you know, this has been going on for 30 years, so obviously I haven't been around to all the HHNs, and I felt like I missed those icons in a way. And then finally, like that year, we got to go and we got them back. They were all there. We got to see them all in their glory. That was like amazing. And it was one of those houses where it was a different ending too. So you could go back, you could revisit it, you'd walk through, and there'd be a different icon that won. You know, they're all petty, and they're fighting for the spotlight. So at the end of the house, one of the icons would win. So you could go through, you know, every time it'd be somebody different. But also to throw it out there, another honorable mention for me is our friend Boris Schuster.
Yeah.
Legendary Truth. That one was a sleeper hit for me, because I mean, again, I'm new to the fandom in a way, and that was something I had no idea about. And they made up this whole story about this character that made you fall in love with him and his lore, and make you want more. And so much so that like they did like podcast things about it on Universal's social media. They developed this character into a whole thing, and it was so cool. Like it started with somebody like listening to these tapes that this detective had, and reading his files and all of the mysteries he was going through, and then you take the place of this person, and now you're going in through these files and you're seeing these cases. So, oh, he's fighting this swamp monster. Now you're in there with that. You're in the lounge where the demon cat women are taking over. And it was just cool. It tells such a good story. And that's what I love about HHN, is the storytelling. That is the thing that sets it apart from any other haunt, and not to downplay haunts, because I love them even if they're cheesy and don't have a story. But that's what it really is about HHN, I think, is that.
I will add, Insidious last year was really good. It was the scariest house that I've ever been in, and I don't get scared. I don't get scared easily, but it scared me. I've never said "oh shit" 3 straight times in my life, but I did. It was really good. It was the best house that Universal has did by far, besides Dead Man Spirit. So
Amazing. A good answer to all of you guys.
Thank you.
What new house are you most excited for?
Oh.
this year, good question. I will say. I'll probably go with Grave of Flesh, because it does remind me of It does remind me of Graveyard Games. I truly believe that what they're gonna do with this specifically is that they're going to, still drop you in that environment, but instead of like it being like a story where, the kids mess up the cemetery, they did say in the description that you have died and you're going through, basically the underworld. And so I'm pretty sure that they're gonna pull this type of environment off, but essentially still it's a new story, so I'm still looking forward to it. Another house that I would say is I will say Jason Universe for sure, because they're taking like a new Jason character, because it's not gonna be like the past. They're saying it's gonna be a whole new Jason. They gave him a new look, new feel, and so but they are doing like a classic kill. So I'm like, how's that gonna correlate with this new Jason character? So I'm honestly looking forward to seeing how they pull that off in some way, shape, or form.
So the house I'm most looking forward to is Demon Bounty Hunters, Hatchet and Chains.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that in particular, the artist, what's his name, Del Ortiz? No. I believe that because he is the unofficial icon, that all of the originals tie into him in particular. So it could be something where they are chasing him. Yeah, he has a bounty on his head for something that he did with the devil. He made a deal with the devil and he didn't pay up. Just like El Capone in Monstros 2. So I believe it's on the interdimensional, so to speak.
To piggyback off what Yuri said, the house that I am most excited for is El Artista, the Spanish Shantae. For one, the way that they announced the house of Spooky Empire and the fact that they brought an actor up there and created an immersive environment for the people that were lucky enough to attend that panel, because I'm sure we all wish we were there for that. They really got a true taste of what we could be getting, within that house. And also the creative team behind that specific house had a hand in creating Blood Moon Dark Offerings and Dead Man's Pier, which are all houses that were very immersive and very beautiful with the set design. So with El Artista, I already know what we can expect. I just can't wait to see it. So that will be the one that I'm most excited for.
I am a huge Jason fan. So Jason Universe is definitely what I want to go on. Like, I want to be in that queue as often as I can. Like, I cannot wait. I know it's going to be iconic. It's going to be his iconic looks, his iconic kills. I just love him. I don't know. So I really have been like wishing and hoping to see a Jason house. I know they've done it before. We're secretly hoping there's going to be a Freddy in there. Freddy versus Jason. Come on. Yeah,
Good
so
call.
I love that. But I will also say I really am looking forward to the Fallout house as well. My fiance and I are gamers, although he knows way more about the whole universe and lore behind Fallout. We watched the show, and the show is so good. And I already know, because Universal is Universal, the vibes are going to be 50s, crooner singing vibes. That's going to be, you're going to feel like you're in the desert. The ghouls, when I played the game, the ghouls scared the shit out of me. So I just know I'm excited to see what they do with it. So that's one of the things I'm looking forward to as well.
All right, you'll have to forgive me because I don't know how to pronounce the name of this house, but it's spelled Galkn, so I'm gonna go with Ghouliecon.
Ghouliecon.
Monsters of the North. This is like a Norse mythology type house with monsters, and I'm actually usually not a huge monster creature type fan of horror over And this just made it sound really cool because at the end it seems like they're all the monsters are gonna like conglomerate into one monster. So that makes me like think like Thing vibes or something. So I want it to be like almost at the end of, I think it was in Blood Moon, they had something similar where there was like this big flesh monster at the very end, the final scene. So I just love when they can create those really gross, awesome sets and costumes and things like that. So to be able to see all these creatures, especially creatures that I don't know about and I would like to learn about, I think this will be maybe an underrated house or kind of like a, and I like those like sleeper hits where it's like, it's there, I mean, and you know it's going to be good because it's at HHN. But this seems like this really could be a cool one, so that's what I'm looking forward to.
In your opinion, what is one underrated house and one overrated house?
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Let's go.
Question.
Roll our sleeves here real quick.
Underrated house. I will say last year, Triplets of Terror was a very underrated house. I don't know how many times I've been through that house and I've just been amazed about how they just drop you in that environment. And it was based off triplets who on their birthday every year go on a killing spree. And you know, the way that they went through the different, I think they went through like a few, like 3-4 birthdays, and they show how they brutally massacred people. And there was this one part where we went through like, it was like case files, and we went through like a reporter who had the case files on them and how she discovered, you know, the story. And I just love how they, again, they drop you in that environment, they show you what went down, and the kills were great, the scares were underrated as well. Now, overrated house was like last year, there was a lot of underrated and overrated houses. For some reason, everybody liked Goblin's Feast. I did not like that house. It was like, I don't know what was so good about it when, like me and Nick are in this HHN Facebook group, and we was running down the houses that we liked and what we didn't like, and when we shitted on Goblin's Feast, everybody was just coming for our heads like, they shit on us. And I'm like, yeah, what? It's terrible. But for some, like, that was like the HHN has a comedy house every year that they choose, and that was a comedy house. I'm like, yeah, that was definitely a comedy house, but it was bad. But like, I did not like it. The comedy didn't like resonate with me because I'm a funny ass dude, and I just did not like it. It was overrated by a lot of people. It was hyped up by a lot of people, and they still liked it, but it was too overrated by my standards.
Bro, she's about to fight you.
It's okay, Kate is gonna probably drop a bombshell, I already know.
Okay. All right. So an underrated house for me that should be in the top 5 of all time is Hell Block Horror. So that house, it captured the essence of what a full-blown chaotic prison ride is. And on top of that, all the actors were top tier. From every corner, boom, 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 boom. And an overrated house, 2022's original Halloween house.
Oh.
I don't want to fight.
I had some good scares in that one though.
Yeah, well, look, there were some good scares in there, but the problem is all the Michaels were under 6 feet.
Well, you know, they gotta get the actors.
And they were moving too fast. Michael moves at his own pace. So it's
Was
just,
that last room where all of the Michaels were and you didn't know which one was real or which one was fake? I swear I like almost got on the floor. Like army crawled out of there. I was so scared. It was good.
like Joanna when she sees clowns.
My most underrated house at Horror Nights is from a few years ago, Fiesta de Chupacabra.
Oh.
That house had some of this most awesome detail that I've seen in the HHN house. It is up there with the previously mentioned Dead Man's Beer and Blood Moon. Like, it was just cool. It was something different, and it was a Latin village that had, gone amok, and it had a really cool storyline. And that line was consistently at like 10 to 15 minutes, which meant nobody was going. And I feel like that one was definitely overlooked. Now, overrated, I have two. And the first one is The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I don't think it should have been a haunted house. I think Horror Nights tries to get experimental. Being experimental is not a problem, but every action film and kind of post-apocalyptic thing cannot be a haunt. And I just felt like going through, because we went to Hollywood that year, and going through it didn't drive for me. Now the other one for me was Major Sweets. I didn't enjoy that one. I didn't enjoy that one at all. It's something about like a candy factory that's supposed to be terrifying. It just didn't pull me. I still respect the actors in there and everything. No discredit to them, because if anybody acts in a hunt, then to do 8+ hours in a hunt where you have thousands of people coming past you is not for everybody. But that would be the house for me.
I would say for me, the most underrated house, well, I guess one of them to me was the Tooth Fairy house. I thought that one was, I don't know if it's because you and I work with teeth and we're in the teeth business, but I just, we work at dental offices. Anyway, I just thought like the way that you entered it and they told you the story about Timmy and like what happens with their teeth, and you go through and there's these little like demon berry things taking people's teeth out, and it was gory and creepy, and I liked it. I don't know.
That was a dope house.
Yeah, I thought that was a good one. And then I would say overrated. Sorry, but I thought A Quiet Place was really overrated. I thought the animatronics were cool, but like it just wasn't doing it for me. I don't know, like I don't think I saw them enough, or like, you want to try to be quiet because you don't want to get them to come after you, but at the same time I'm like, I want to be loud because I want to see these guys. So it was super, I don't know, I didn't really know how to navigate that house, and it was underwhelming to me, sadly.
I will say, just real quick, about A Quiet Place. The first time that we went through with a group of people that understood the storyline of A Quiet Place.
Right.
And they didn't say shit the whole time. Like, everybody was quiet, and it felt like we were in the movie, and I think that's why I really did end up liking that house. But we went through again at around 11 o'clock that night, and there was an entire group of high school kids in front of us, and they ruined it. Like, they ruined it. So I definitely give it something.
Yeah.
I mean, this is hard because I feel like, again, because we don't live in Florida, we only get to go there maybe, 2 or 3 times of the event.
Yeah.
And you do have the unfortunate experience sometimes where you go through a house and you don't get a good run. Where the scares aren't set up where they're supposed to be, the actor's not in the spot where they're supposed to be, or somebody right in front of the group in front of you, they're getting all the scares. You're kind of seeing it, but they're not getting you. So it kind of does affect your opinion on the houses, because like for Insidious, like I wanted to love that so much because I like that franchise and that movie is terrifying, but that house to me was so underwhelming because it was like a ghost town in there. Like I didn't see anything. I'm like, where is this guy? Like the lipstick face demon or whatever.
You got me.
Yeah, so it's going, and it does make it different for everyone when you go in. I would say A Quiet Place again, but I'm not familiar with those movies. I also didn't, overrated to me, I'd say Exorcist Believer.
Oh.
We'll ruffle some feathers, because, I don't know, it didn't really do anything for me. I wanted it to, and it just was like, oh, okay.
I do want to say something I think it was disappointing that in the movie, like, it didn't have that like crazy demon creature that was in the house. So when I saw the movie, I was expecting to see it at the end. Right. Right, but I didn't see, was it in the movie? Oh, okay, well I must have fell asleep or something. Yeah, I was like, come on, like that was so cool.
And then underrated, this is a silly one. I loved, where is it? It's on my list. It was Dueling Dragons, Choose Thy Fate.
Yeah.
It is, I think it's underrated. People slept on it, I think. It wasn't the scariest thing in the world, but we love D&D, we're a bunch of nerds. And it's a throwback to the old roller coaster that was at Islands of Adventure. Choose your path, which dragon you wanted to, side with. And it was that same sort of story. It was a fantasy house. It wasn't so much horror. And that's what I did. Again, this is just a personal preference. But it was really cool that you did get to choose your path, and it made it very interactive. And the costumes in that thing were crazy. It just felt so immersive. Like, they all do, but that one just really struck the chord with me because I do love fantasy, and again, that's why I love Goblin Beast so much.
Yeah.
Because it took me right into that D&D world of like, there's orcs and ogres and monsters and goblins, and that's where I was at. So I get it, yeah, and like wizard, like I love that shit. So that was for me. I'm like, this is great, and everyone's like, that sucks. I'm like, oh, okay. But everyone has their opinion.
Okay. If you could add one house to Haunted Horror Night, what would you add?
Dream house.
Want me to start already? Okay.
Go the other way.
Well, I'm a huge Evil Dead fan. I know that they did an Ash versus Evil Dead house in Orlando, and they did do the newest Evil Dead movie, Evil Dead Rise, right? They did that in Hollywood. Again, I've never gone to the Hollywood event. I'd love to, of course. And Evil Dead is my favorite horror franchise, and I just want it. I need it. Please, anyone who's listening, they need to do that for me. That would be like how you're super excited to see Jason. Like that's my franchise, and I need it. That's it.
Man, you guys might need to skip me for a second. I need to think about it.
For me, this would be something a little different, but I really would love for them to do a house about the true lore behind voodoo and Creole culture. I really want a house that's going to take you into the mind of Marie Laveau and talk about that. Just that lore of voodoo. It scares the shit out of me. Don't put my name in a jar. But like, I love that Southern Creole and French Canadian culture, and I think that there's a lot of haunted history behind that we have yet to tap into. And I feel that if there was going to be an event that would do it, it should be Horror Nights because the details are going to be there. The Mardi Gras tribute store this year was super immersive. So I feel like if a store can be immersive over just buying merch and matching a house, I think that would be really cool.
All right, so for me, hear me out. A Harry Potter house based solely on Death Eaters. Do you see what they look like? Do you see what they can do? They are ugly. So yes, I think a house based solely on Death Eaters. That house, 8-hour wait time immediately.
Gotta have this.
Now, I would say it's honestly a house that everybody's really asking for, and that's a Scream house. And it was supposed to be, if you know that it was supposed to be at HHN 25, but all of the well, Miramax wanted to push the TV series, so they want, and the house was supposed to be based off the first Scream movie, or at least 1 or 2 or whatever, but they wanted to push the show, and so Universal was trying to push back or whatever. So I just want them to just include Scream or whatever. So that's the house I was in.
I would say for me, I would like to see an extraterrestrial house. I would like to see more aliens and like creepy, like maybe not necessarily the Aliens franchise, which I love though, so that'd be sweet. But it'd be cool to see them do an original concept that's some sort of extraterrestrial story. I think that'd be sweet. Also, to kind of piggyback on the last question, I think they need to redo a Chucky house. I feel like the Chucky house was, it just needs to be redone. I think like that was an underwhelming one for us, and we wanted it so bad to be top tier because we love Chucky. Fun fact, I used to hate Chucky. I was so scared of him, but we're looking forward to that house. So I just want them to, I want them to redo it, and I want them to do it better. Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Okay. How would you describe a Halloween horror night to a friend that's never been or think about going?
Yeah.
How I would describe HHN to somebody is just an event where you can basically be around the people that love the same things as you do. Or you can be introduced into this this environment where there are top tier houses, there's top tier merch, food, drinks, and just an overall experience, even the entertainment, because Nightmare Fuel is a really great show.
Yeah.
And I had the distinct privilege of talking to a parent of one of the performers, and they were saying that they really, every year they really try to push the envelope of what they try to do, and it's just a overall great experience for them, and it's the acts that they pull off are simply amazing, and so that's how I would describe HHN to somebody. It's truly a one of a kind experience that anyone, if you're not a horror fan, should at least enjoy once in your lifetime.
So the greatest way that I can describe an HHN experience is, I would say like going to Vans Warped Tour, for example. There's gonna be some things that you really love. There's gonna be some things that you're not so fond of. You can eat. You can definitely get drunk if you want to. You're gonna spend a lot of money also. But at the end of the day, it's all worth it because you get to, like Craig said, you get to be around people who love the same thing. For some of us, you'll either be there alone or you'll be there with the people you care about the most. Nick abandoned me a couple years ago to go to LA. It's okay though, I made friends when I was down there alone. Yep, that's it, that's the point. I made friends and I didn't know that I would. So if you have never been to HHN, I would say plan early and don't think that you can just walk up to the gate and get tickets because your entire trip will be ruined. So yes, or come with us in September.
Yeah.
I would say Fright Fest on steroids. I would say that Horror Nights is an experience. To piggyback off what you guys said, you're gonna meet a lot of people. You're gonna be able to, party and get scared and go to these haunted houses. But there's also opportunities to network. Whereas, especially if you're in content creation, you're always looking for a way to make a connection. And you can always meet some people. You can always learn from different people. I think Gertie went one year and met a couple of people on the acting team and things like that. Was able to make a connection. So that would be my big thing. Always be looking for the network opportunity, but it's an experience, man. Go down there, plan ahead. We know that not most of us just live in Orlando, so plan ahead, but make sure you get down there and experience. Take it all in, take your time, do a couple of days. If you're able to squeeze it, it's worth it.
I would say that it's a horror fan's playground. Like, it really is. Not only do they have the attractions that you can go on, I mean, we don't usually do that just because the houses are the main attraction, the scare zones. I mean, like you guys were saying, and Kate and I say a lot in our podcast, is that planning when you go to the theme parks is key. You want to be able to plan your time there so that you're not wasting time, and you also have a time to plan for that is to just chill and feel the vibes. Some people, want to go and get things done, which I'm like that in many ways. So express pass all the way, unlimited if you can. But there's something to be said about a night or two where you're just chilling in the scare zones and seeing what the actors do and appreciating the vibes that Universal puts out, because it's immaculate. Like, it's always so fun just to sit with your Blinky cup and watch the actors scare people in the scare zones and look at the things around you. Like, it's just, there's so much to appreciate when you go to these events. And it's so hard not to want to go slow in the houses because I just want to take everything in. There's so much to look at. It's incredible. And it's definitely like a more adult environment. It's different than like Disney's Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which is it's super cute and fun. It's its own thing. But again, you really want to plan so that you can make the most of your time and enjoy it, because you're going to be standing pretty much all night. You're on your feet. You want to be able to enjoy every minute that you can. So planning is key, but it is a playground. It is so much fun, but you got to take the time to appreciate it.
I mean, and I know you were saying it's not the most family-friendly thing in the world, but we do see families there. You do see kids there, and I'm for it. If the kids are into it, like, great.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool that it can be an event for everyone. I know they kind of advertise it as like, what is it, 13? They're like 13 and up or something, which, I've seen little kids in there, and they're having a great time, and I love that.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a feast for the eyes, for the senses. Like I said, it's an experience. Even if you're not a huge horror buff, you don't want the jump scares, you don't have to have them. Like, you can literally just walk around, you can drink, you can eat, you can watch the shows, you can watch other people get scared.
Yeah.
And if you do want to get scared, yeah, obviously you're gonna get scared. There literally is something for everyone, and I always recommend, like you guys said, to go as many times as you can, because going into a house one time, you'll have a different experience the next time, and every night is different. Or you can start to kind of develop relationships with the scare actors in some of the scare zones. Like, you kind of notice that the same guy is playing Major Suites every night, right? And then you might develop like a little bit. It's kind of fun. They might recognize you, and it makes it kind of more of a personal experience, which is really fun.
Yeah.
This is gonna be my last question. What do you think about them adding a Terrifier house?
Oh, yeah.
So, the Terrifier announcement, as many of you know, was the worst kept secret in the business. And, it was only a matter of time for them to announce it. And credit to Damien Leone and the crew, because they took this small indie film, and it blew up and got popular to the point where a major company like Universal and big event like HHN is so interested in just taking your idea and translating it into a house. And so I'm very excited, and John Murray has said it's based on all 3 films, so I'm pretty much looking forward to how they translate all the kills and the torture, because it does get crazy. So
I personally believe that this is going to be the most violent house that Universal ever created. Like, if you've seen even just the last one, he killed the whole family in the first 10 minutes, including the kids. So I don't believe that they're going to dumb it down or anything. I believe that you will get wet. I believe that some people will be traumatized after walking out. Joanne?
I'm going to go in a different direction with my answer. I'm excited, but they can say that it's going to be the goriest house that Universal has ever done all they want. I don't believe it until I see it. We've seen this happen before. We've seen houses be promoted and it's like, this is the one that will never be topped, and then we come out on the other end and we're like, what happened? And so it's the Chucky effect, yeah. Like I'm not gonna say that I'm worried. I do think that Terrifier is a property that you can't really mess it up to. You have to be intense with it, but I do think that expectations are very high, and I feel like if it's off even by a second, I think people could be really disappointed. So we'll see what happens. I'm still excited though. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited, but I gotta see it first.
I would say I'm really excited. I'm interested to see how they're going to play it because to me, even though, you know, the Terrifier movies are super gory, like they're beyond, like it's just crazy. But Art the Clown is a comedian. His whole bit is satire. Like he'll come out, he'll do something murderous and terrifying and nasty, and he'll just have that shit-eating grin. And it's funny, like it's when I watch the movies, it's so funny. You watch him do something horrible, and then he just does his little bit, and you just can't help but be like, oh my god, he's hilarious. So it's gonna be interesting how they play it off. Like, yeah, they gotta have a good casting. Like, I definitely want to see Art the Clown jump out at me with his little honker and go, and I know I'll freak out, but it'll be cool to kind of see like the balance between the goriest house they've ever done to his quirkiness and his personality, because I want to see that too, because that's part of the whole Terrifier franchise. So I'm interested to see how that plays out, so I'm excited.
Yeah, IP houses are like, I know, they're hit or miss with me. I'm so picky about it because technically they are kind of, you have a blueprint, right? You have the movie, the show, or whatever to follow to a T. So you know what you're gonna see. Ooh, that sounds like I'm a hater, because I am. So to me, again, the Terrifier franchise is not my favorite. I'm sorry, everyone. So we know what to expect, sort of thing. So it doesn't do much for me. I'm sorry, guys.
You're being honest.
There are other, like I'm always way more excited for the original concept houses. And I know I'm just sagging, so I want an Evil Dead house. But it's just because that's my favorite movie, and I'm being particular. But for Terrifier, yeah, those movies make me uncomfortable. So yeah, I don't know. I'm scared. I don't want to see the rat and the two. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to see that, guys.
I do.
And also, like, I know it's coming, so I'm also kind of like, oh, okay, yeah. There's that scene from the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's fun to see, like, it'll be interesting to see how they do it. Like, you know, practical effects are something that you and I really love, so it's cool to see it done in a haunt and like, oh, like, what do they do when it's not movie magic? Like, how do they put it out there for us to see? So, you know, we'll have to see. Exactly.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised and you'll hear about it later.
Maybe. Anyway, does anyone in the crowd have any questions they'd like to ask these people?
Let's go.
What would you say is the most challenging part of your work with HHN, and what is the most fun?
Good question.
I can
You go ahead and start, Kate.
I always think as a content creator in like the theme park spaces, it's always tough to find a balance between creating content and also enjoying it for what it is. And that's something Kate and I always talk about, that we want to stay true to just enjoying the event and not always making it about the next big video that we can put out or whatever. Which is fun to do. Like as a content creator, like that is still so much fun. But it is also good to find the balance of like, let's really enjoy this event too, and not make it all about the next thing that we can put out there. So it can be a challenge to figure that out, because you want to grow as a creator, you want to have people see the stuff you make and enjoy it as much as you do, but at the same time, you have to sit back and be like, okay, like, but I want to enjoy this too, and enjoy it as a patron, not just someone trying to just make creation out of it, if that makes sense.
Something I will say, a negative part about it would probably be the fact that, you know, not just HHN people as a whole, but this is just the theme park industry in general, because everyone wants a piece of the pie.
That's true.
And not everybody is friendly. So, you know, they want their fair share all to themselves. They're not all about, you know, sharing. So I would say, like, not everybody not being on one accord with that. That's kind of like the difficulty about that, unfortunately. But the fun aspect is actually being out there. You know, you yourself enjoy what you do, and, you know, on the other hand, you're being around people that want to share and want to, you know, collaborate with you, and in the end, that's what this is all about, just having fun, enjoying yourself.
Right.
All right, so to piggyback off of what Aaron said, I struggle with this every time we go. Like, I really want to get this footage, but at the same time, I just paid $500+ to be here, and I only have 2 to 3 days to do it. So I end up not recording anything, just enjoying it. But then by the time we leave, I'm like, oh, nigga, I don't have nothing. And I'm more excited to see Nightmare Fuel than anything. So then I'm like, bro, you got some extra footage for me? But like you said, the positive is that I can just be in the environment with people who love the same thing.
For me, I would say Craig and I just started a podcast called Dead Man's Mic, and it is all about Halloween Horror Nights, and it is a tribute to Dead Man's Beer, one of our favorite houses. And the hardest part, and we have only been in existence since like late April, and it was just an idea where I called Craig and I was just like, hey, we're doing a podcast now. And he was like, oh, are you serious? Like, yeah, we're gonna do a podcast. The hardest part is finding a balance between having fun and also just remaining stagnant on trying to grow. We are in a community now where there are so many content creators about the theme parks and everything, and you don't want it to be competition. You want to be family with everybody, but like Craig said, people can be very, you know, like they're not friendly. So it's trying to find who's genuine and be cool with them, trying to remain genuine yourself. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to get a message from like Universal and feel like we made it, and after we do whatever they want us to do, then we come back and we're not genuine, we forget where we came from, you know? Like that's really hard. It's always a challenge. So looking for the networking opportunities are always great, but like you guys are saying, you paid all this money to be here, you want to be in the moment, so it's just hard. And then the positive part is just truly just being at that event. It's just amazing. Just to be there, walk around, experience it, take it all in. You go every year, but it's like it literally never gets old. That's why we keep going back. So that'd be the part for me.
Yeah, Aaron and I started Doom Buddies just as kind of like a testament to our friendship, just documenting all the crazy fun things that we were doing, which mostly involved theme parks. We were big Disney buffs at one point.
It's a love-hate relationship.
You know, yeah, we're in the hate part right now. And we're like, well, you know, we might as well share this with the world because we have a very strong friendship and we want to set an example for others and to make other friends with people like everyone here and develop those relationships through all the things that we love. So yeah, again, just basically reiterating everything that you guys are saying. It is a tough world out there, so you really want to appeal to the masses, but at the same time, I know that Aaron and I and you guys and everyone just wants to be true to themselves as well. You're never going to see us out here sugarcoating things or telling you things that you might want to hear. Like, we are always going to give our truth, whether you like it or not. And that is kind of tricky with being a content creator too, because then you wonder, like, well, maybe Universal might not like that I don't like this. It's like, I mean, I know they want to know that feedback. They do. All those types of companies do, but at the same time, you get kind of like, oh no, if I said that, they're not going to like me. But again, we're never going to be that type of person or that type of channel that will just bullshit you. Like, you're going to get the realness from us. And yeah, and it's so important, I think, that we're all here together to collaborate and to promote each other and to make these connections, because we're only going to help each other. Like, there's no need to be petty. There's no need to gatekeep. We need to build each other up. It's never going to detract from you to build someone else up. So let's keep that in mind. That's just very important, and I don't want to see that happen in the HHN community.
Right.
Does anyone? Yours.
Favorite food item?
I will gladly say fish and chips. Those fish and chips hit like cracking the eggs. I'm sorry. It's something about them. I don't know, but yeah, that's all I gotta say. Fish and chips.
Y'all are making me hungry.
So Craig actually stole my answer. The fish and chips had us in the chokehold last year. But I also live and die by the vegan Walker Taco. 2 years back to back.
I'll say the pizza fries for me. It's always the pizza fries. And I don't care if there's a 45-minute wait, I'm gonna stand right there. One thing I do want to say, because this is a great question. Last year at HHN, we kept losing Yurdy because he kept going to buy desserts and shit everywhere. We were here and get in line for a house, and we turned back, we got everybody but Yurdy. And Yurdy will come wandering up, hey man, this brownie kind of good. Yurdy tried. If you want to know something about Horror Night desserts, talk to Yurdy T.
I have two. One that I think about all the time is so it was from The Last of Us. They had a corn dog that had, like, the little, like, crispy slices of chips, like, fried in it.
All the Korean corn dog.
Potato sticks, thank you. And they fried it and put it on there, and then they had like these little like sprouts they put on top of it. It was delicious. Like, I don't know why they don't bring that back. And a cheese in it, it was so good. I think about it to this day. It's so good. But also, I gotta go with the classic twisted tater. That's something that we get every time, and especially when they have like the ghost pepper cheese.
Bring back the queso.
Yeah, the queso on it. Yes. No, yeah, that is every single time I'll get it. 100%.
Yeah, I was gonna say the twisted tater with the queso and the hot Cheetos on it.
Yeah.
I also really like a pizza skull.
Yeah.
That was good.
It's basically like a pizza ball dough.